dropping Veda was something we didn't see coming. What was the thinking behind that? Can you tell us?
Well, we do have batters in the side. We've got extra batters in the side, and we wanted somebody who's scoring runs, and Mona has been scoring runs from the qualifiers. So it makes sense to make somebody who's in form, who's in momentum, and maybe Veda might get a couple of games. She will work on her game in the coming matches, and I'm sure given an opportunity she will make use of it.
One of the things that you have been stressing upon is getting good starts, and to finally get it against, it worked out in South Africa but to finally get against England was to a big tick mark on the team sheet.
Yes, the way both of them have started the innings with the conditions assisting the bowlers, and that's why they won the toss and elected to field. But they really it didn't feel like they were playing the World Cup or there was any kind of pressure or nerves with them. I mean, they just played merit of the ball and just kept it going till 25 overs. So half of the overs of the first innings was played by the openers. I think that's a great opening stand, and we look forward for the similar opening partnerships in the coming games, because if you have a solid opening partnership, your middle order will come exactly when we are supposed to come and carry on from there. So that makes it much easier to post 250 and above, which is very good for the overall game of women's cricket.
When Smriti played her last game in November, she was the first choice opener, but then obviously Poonam, Deepthi and Mona raised their hand, but now again she's back, and as if she has again taken back that slot. It must be, her innings must have really satisfied everybody in the team.
Yes, as earlier I've said that we had 4 practice games before the main game, and in one of the games she played 80 odd runs, which gave her a lot of confidence. So I'm sure with that confidence she's gone into today's game to play that knock.
And big crowd, like usually India is not used to play in front of such crowd, but today it looked like it carried the team forward. The excitement was there, visible on the field.
Well, when you start on a very positive note and you don't show any kind of nerves, and when your openers look very compact and they get a boundary every over, so naturally the dressing room is more relaxed and it gives more confidence for the incoming batters as well. Yeah.
You got 4 run-outs today, obviously, and there's some great fielding amongst run-outs, but you were a bit worried about some of the other fielding. There's a few drop catches and a couple of fumbles. Like, in the end, is it a par fielding day for you, or do you feel like there's still a lot of work to be done?
Well, definitely there's a lot to improve on, and yes, I would, as a captain, I would have been happy if whatever the opportunities have come our way in terms of catches and stumping, we should have taken those. Maybe the match would not look a little closer in the middle overs from the power play on, but I guess with the runouts, it's I feel happy that at least we are hitting the wicket when needed, when required, and they were very close runouts. So since we have a fielding coach and now we can improve, we can give more time to that department, and in the coming matches I hope the team really improves in that department.
How long have you had a fielding coach for now?
He's just joined for the series, yeah.
So just a couple of weeks then?
Probably, yes.
How nervous was it in the middle when Wilson started hitting?
Well, that was, I think she played a very good knock. She got the England team back into the game with her knock, and that partnership was very crucial. And the power play, of course, the runs that they got has put a little pressure on us. We knew that if we don't get a breakthrough, then the match can get really close in the end overs. Yes, we did feel the pressure. The bowlers did feel the pressure, but we knew that if we have a little more game plan and change a bit of what we planned for them, it can turn things around. And of course, those runouts have actually made the difference.
And from the far, it looked like ball was stopping on a bit and coming in. Was that the case, and was that the reason you started with Ekdam?
No, I don't think the wicket has anything to do with, it has not really supported the bowlers as such, because even when I went into bat, the wicket was really good for our batters. But yeah, since it was a new ball and Ekta is someone who's always bowled with a lot of experience, she's used to that role. We had to take a chance, and we did know that England were one batter short because they had an injury just before the game, so we knew that, and that is why it was important for us to get those top 3-4 wickets so we can put more pressure on them.
In the first women's captain to use DRS in the international.
Well, I'm happy that the first one worked out for us.
And you now have 47, 50, which is the max in ODIs. You don't want to be reminded, but
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be reminded about it, but it feels nice to get runs under your belt. Feels nice to get runs for the team when the team does well in the World Cup, and I'm hoping that I continue to do that in the coming games.
Had you ever played in any game before that had DRS at all?
No, this is the first game that we're playing with DRS.
And I'm assuming there's no way to train for DRS? Like you're just
I don't think so.
So who was the final one to tell that okay, let's go for it? Who finally took the decision?
Well, the bowler and the keeper were, very confident. So I, being a captain, and I was in a position where I cannot make out from covers whether what happened. So I went with the decision. Yes.
And it's a good addition to the game, you would say.
Yeah, it is, because if you see most of the dismissals were very close. Even the runouts were by few inches. So it makes sense to have a DRS. Yes.
The second one did not go right, 50-50.
Yeah, it was. But we knew, they also said that they are doubtful. But then again, I said let's take a chance, because if the batsman who's scoring runs, that's the only chance that we can take. So yeah.
Overall, in the bigger picture, this win is in a major tournament, first game, lots of media attention against the hosts and on TV. Do you think this win, maybe 10 years later, is going to be a marker in women's cricket?
Well, I don't know about women's cricket, but it definitely makes a lot of impact for the Indian team, because posting 280 on the board, this is the highest that we have posted batting first, and winning against the host in the World Cup, having just 4-5 girls who've played World Cups before, the rest of them it was the first World Cup. So considering all these factors, I think it's great that the team has done well. But again, it's just the first game. We still have 6 more games for the group stage. So I just hope the girls continue this, and because knowing the wickets that we are being given, all games are going to be very close and very intense and fought for.